Hello and welcome to another Maplestory 2 video. It's not going to be much of a gameplay video, but more about the topics that's brought up to my attention after watching the live stream that happened the day before the upcoming updates, which is the Skybound expansion phase 2. But before that, as you can see on the screen, we are going to talk a little bit about the recent news, I guess, or known issue that they announced. I know I'm a little bit late, but let's go with it as a starter. So there has been some exploits happening apparently regarding mannequins. I believe it's the white mannequin, since you can use those to transfer your equipment to place it on the mannequin, and then I believe you transfer specific items to your alts, or from your alts to your main. I'm not sure if it works vice versa, but apparently that's the cause of it, making it a little bit of a game-breaking thing, because you are altering your progression by transferring things that you shouldn't be owning, because it's bound to one character only. So that's being dealt with. They are dealing with it. I don't know much about this. I haven't played the game in a long time. I mean, I took a break during the winter, but something I would like to mention is I did try to see if this worked before, back then when we only had when we didn't have any raids. I'm not sure if it's something that caused the issue when we got the raids, but I did try out with the Advanced Blade, which was the sight weapon that you could unlock at the 50 dungeons. So I did equip this weapon on my Rune Blader, and then I tried to place it in the mannequin. It worked, but I wasn't able to take it out from my other character. So I'm not sure if it's because of me equipping the weapon that made it, really bound, or if it's because of the recent update that caused specific gear to be unbound through that system. But anyways, they are fixing that. Hopefully, we'll see the punishment, I guess, that's happening for the players. Obviously, they are probably gonna strip the character naked. Is all I can think of, for maybe a few days ban. I don't know, but it really depends on how severe it is, on how much they boosted or how much they benefited from this. So we don't know. I don't know. So now, bringing in the stuff that I found and I took a screenshot of. We obviously have the raids. So looking at this image from the live stream, we do see that the fight was 5 minutes. It had a lot of mechanics to it, fighting the ship and fighting the Infernog at the very end, because it has multiple phases. So you have 5 minutes on you to do that. And I know it's a little bit blurry to see the image. It's just a quick screenshot that I took from the live stream. 10-man raid. They obviously had the God mode on, because the streamer, the GM, did not die at all, but it's just to showcase the battle, I guess. I don't know why everyone was really upset. I mean, I can understand that at some point you expect them to be decent players and such, but they are just doing their job. I don't think they have much time to play the game that much themselves, and they obviously are more of the casual type of player. So seeing them with all the plus 15 equipments and such, don't try to judge others or be upset and expect that it's going to be hard or anything. I'm just saying that they have those gears because they are GMs, but it's also because they want to show the gameplay and such to you guys without showing too much, because you want to experience it yourself and see if you actually can make it throughout the 5 minutes of the battle, because it is a lot intense. in comparison to the previous raids that we had. I'm not defending them or anything, I'm just trying to think in a neutral way on people that are busy with other things. And obviously if they're not, you know, hardcore players as everyone else is, they're not pros or anything. I know some of you are expecting at least to have some game knowledge and whatnot, which triggered a lot of players. But like I said, in as a comment for someone else, is that you may be a player that has the ground or the basics of the game. They might not need or the personal account might not be, you know, aiming towards the end game content, because they're probably following a script when they read things or have a little information when they are trying to showcase this. But I don't think their main accounts that they play personally is end game characters or anything. I think they're more of a casual players. They're only, like, if you're a casual player and you don't care too much and you're playing this game for the social aspect, you don't need to upgrade or do anything, so you don't know much about your own stats or whatever. I think everything else that's within the GM stuff, it's just to showcase, you know, the maximum stats or whatever that you can achieve, because that's pretty hard for a normal player to achieve unless you're really, really lucky. Anyways, after this image, let's see, we got the big one here. Obviously you can see the missions, the goals, I guess. So clearing this gives you 1.4k, which is A rank. Clearing it with less than 8 people, which means an S rank, and then S plus is for 5 man or less. So that's really, really interesting. Points deducted if crushed by tombstones. That's probably some in-game mechanic you have to avoid to get the 240 extra points for the S plus. As for rewards, I assume they already showed that in the website that's being shown on their front page. So you will get more fragments, obviously, if you get this in S plus. And I did mention it was 5 minutes, right? I think it's longer, considering that it says now they have the clear time of 12 minutes and 59 seconds. So it's probably more than 5 minutes of a battle, I believe. Let's see. I probably should have prepared this a little bit more, but please bear with me. Anyways. So for the accessories, a lot of people were triggered that they didn't know what to do and what they wanted to request from the chat. But we got some screenshot now of the upgrades of legendary equipments or accessories. So you need 25 green crystals, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, what the fuck, you know, you're changing your attributes, and you know, if you're unlucky, you need to spend 25 green crystals, and 25 green crystals is a lot. Especially now that we have Fairfight, that doesn't really help us to farm world bosses, for example. So it's going to be hard to re-roll every single pieces. Another thing is it costs 2k crystal fragments, which means it's 2 million per re-roll, and then 165 metacells, which is something I have to obtain through alts or doing dailies and whatnot, or purchase them. So that's a lot if you want to do that for multiple items. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and you might be unlucky with your rerolls. So reroll is something that I would say it's convenient, but it's not something you would have to do, considering that you do want to unlock sockets, right? So you do want to unlock sockets on these bad boys, and you do need to have duplicates of these. So I would stay away from re-rolling and just try to beat this weekly to get your loots, and then obviously try to unlock the best stats before you attempt any change attributes. The other thing with this is that you get fragments, you don't get equipments. So you get fragments, and to craft these it costs, I believe, 1 million. So you're already spending 1 million to actually get these items. so please be aware of that with your mesos. Upcoming thing with the unlocking sockets, we did see that it's 400k or 400 crystal fragments, and then obviously using a duplicate, and then I assume you have the same amount of percentage as your epic ones. I don't know, we don't know, we never got to see this because they don't have a duplicate of this, but you need 400k to actually attempt an unlock, and I suppose it would be around 25% at the very beginning to unlock. Alright, so the upcoming images is for faction battles. So when you do faction battles, you do want to kill the boss obviously, but you can also get timed out. Which I believe is still a fail, so I don't understand why they have the ranked missions with the 25%, 50% and 75%. Maybe you get some loot, because you might have limited attempts for this. But if there are unlimited attempts and you need to do this weekly, I would see it as these are just, you know, meh, because you're supposed to kill the boss. But I think the most important part is the last part, which is kill the boss within 4.5 minutes. The battle itself is 5 minutes, I believe. I'm not sure, I forgot to check the stream, but I'll link in the description below for the VOD. But yes, this is the same with the other part. Gear score is dependent on which boss you're fighting, and it's the same rank missions. So there's not much to it except for different mechanics and different attack patterns that they do. Alright, so for the last two images we do get to see what the GMs were during the fight, and obviously they all have, you know, plus 15 equipments, plus 15 weapon, and then I wouldn't say they have the best attributes on the accessories and such, or maybe they don't have the best attributes on the equipments because I couldn't see all of it. But I do know that they had the gemstones to fill in. So as you can see from the bonus attack, they got up to 1.3k, which is a lot. And then you can see their piercing stats was pretty decent, slightly overcapped if you go by the previous ratings of bonus attributes. And then you also see their accuracy. So accuracy is at 82, and that's another topic I would like to talk about. This person did not miss that much, but then again, he is a heavy gunner, and if it's correct with the accuracies being involved with dexterity, then obviously you're missing less, I guess. But yeah, this person did not miss that much during the raid. Missed a few things, but 82 accuracy. It seems to be lowered, I guess. I might be wrong, but it seems that there's some changes, obviously. And if you need some more information, go visit Saint1 or Blink. He usually streams, and if you have questions, he knows much about it because he's been playing in the Korean version. So any other players that has done this, or veterans to Maplestory 2, should have an idea on what changes has happened to the fight in the global version. Now it's the same thing. I took the image just in case I missed it, but I'll cover this up. The requirement is to kill Infernal, clear it either with 8 or 5 less people for the S and S plus rank, and then obviously points is being deducted if crushed by tombstones. So you don't want to have that happen, but that's what happens when you get crushed. You lose points. Now, talking about the topics that I want to bring up is fair fight in these faction battles. So when you fight these faction bosses, which is something I'm gonna upload, and hopefully I can try to upload, because I'm not sure if I will be able to beat them myself when this update comes out, but there is going to be fair fight because you were supposed to do a lot of damage. Imagine the amount of damage you do to current CDEV, CMOC, and CPUP. You would, for example, as a Berserker, you would usually do, I assume you would do about 100k plus, right, per Groundbreaker, or maybe more. And we did not see any 100k damage or anything from the laser during the stream, so it's a bit wonky. I would say it's probably gonna be some fair fight involved into the faction bosses. Another thing I would like to talk about is consumables. So the game or the stream that he showed, he was consuming a lot of potions. I know it's because of them not being able to coordinate and being a proper static raid group or whatnot to min-max the healing, and I noticed they chugged a lot of elixirs, and seeing that, it really triggers a few. For example, for me, I see it as in there are probably gonna make it look like you probably want to buy some from the cash shop. So cash shop does offer elixirs for 7 merits, I believe, 7 merits or 3 merits for 1 elixir, and I can see it being one of the most wanted item when you want to do things. Now, in these faction battles and that you fight these bosses, you can consume your potions, and that's what I saw as well. If you do not want to lose it, you want to consume as much healing items as much as you want. So if you think about it, Dark Descent is what you do every week, and that's going to consume your consumables. You can do your weekly raids, CMOC, CDEV, and whatnot. If you take a lot of damage, let's say CMOC is one of them that takes a lot of your health because of the poison. If you don't jump a lot or stand on the barrel, you're gonna consume a lot of potions there. Same thing with CPAP, the alarm clock, you won't always have the heal from the priest, so you're gonna consume a lot of healing items there. And then we get the faction battle, that you consume a lot of potions because you want to clear it and not die. And then after that you have Infernog, which is something you're gonna progress, and you're gonna consume a lot of potions to complete it to get your legendary accessories. So that's a lot of consumables that we're thinking about right now that's going to be consumed to attempt these. I'm not going to say it's easy, considering that as a Berserker obviously you do have your Bloodlust, but for everyone else that plays other classes, oh yikes, it's going to cost you a lot of consumables. So be prepared for that. I think it caters more to players that will start to buy Premium Club, for example, because you get 30 potions every day. It's not going to help you that much. It's still something that's really, really good, but Elixir is something that I might see being the hot items that everyone wants now. You can obviously farm these doing world bosses by continuing to attack them when they're dead. I believe that's the only way I found out how to farm elixirs. Everything else, like mini elixir, is not really worth it. It's only 30%, but yeah, I think that's all I have to cover for this video. I do apologize for this weird video that's not any gameplay or anything, and apologize it's a long video, but I figured I might as well share my opinion regarding the upcoming update and what to look out for. So for the conclusion on if I should start playing the game again, I might have a rough time, considering that there's been a lot of people quitting the game, and I know there's going to be people that's going to quit because of the stream that they saw recently. They feel like it's kind of impossible with the amount of mesos that we lose and whatnot, and the amount of items and materials that we need to upgrade and such. And in my opinion, take a break from the game if you need it. I'm coming back. I'm just gonna do these faction. I don't think I might come back entirely. I might do a few videos and then I'm gonna take a break again, because I don't have that much time to play the game, because I am busy with other games and I'm busy with other things. So Maplestory 2 is gonna be more of a casual game for me. We'll see what they do in the upcoming patches. Hopefully we'll see some improvements. I know a lot of people are, you know, giving a lot of heat on Reddit, on Discord and forums and whatnot towards the community managers and such. I don't blame them. They are just following their, you know, their schedules, their rules. They don't want to spoil too much, obviously, and I know they are trying to communicate as much as possible to the developer teams, and it's not something they can do immediately, but I would say give it a few months or a few patches and see what has happened and what they're planning on to do by announcing it on their producer blogs. I will probably follow the producer blog. I will upload videos and reviewing them as usual. Hopefully it's going to be some good news for players, but other than that, take a break from the game if you're really burnt out. Otherwise, good luck farming and good luck having fun, because I don't see myself having that much fun if I continue to farm and farm and farm and then get shut down by most of the RNG stuff that's around here and the amount of farm I need to do, because yeah, it's hard to play when you're playing alone, for example, and you don't have much time yourself and you need to do a certain amount of things every day to, you know, do your dailies and weeklies and whatnot. So it's a bit too much, but I'll try to do my best to make a comeback. But other than that, hope you guys have a good evening, good morning, or whatever time you're watching this. Thanks for watching as usual, and thanks for all the follows and subscriptions that you guys have done to support me. Obviously, if you do wanna unsubscribe or unfollow, it's understandable because I am not uploading that much of Maplestory 2 content. But if you do want to continue to watch whenever I upload some few more videos related to Maplestory 2, I'll still do that. I'll make an official announcement whenever I retire and quit the game. But for now, I'm still playing the game casually. I'm not uploading that much, but I do play a lot of other games, and that's probably why you see me upload other games on my channel. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.